Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. I just made it back from the kitchen. Looks like everybody's in the chat group tonight. Glad to see you. Hey Dan and Minnesota Mike and Shane and Jadant. And there's old Tar Hill there. Let me go ahead and see if I can drop the link. Get that started. And there it is. It's pinned. Anybody wants to come on in, you can. It has been a snowy day here. We probably got another 4 to 5 inches of snow today. On top of what we got this past, I guess Monday, Monday or Tuesday. Hey there, Pastor. Let's see if I got all my people's names and stuff here. And so anyway, we've had snow. It snowed all day to here. It did finally quit. And to next week, we're supposed to finally get into maybe 40s, maybe possibly the 50s, and rain, so we can get rid of some of this snow and everything and all that. And I was going to so anyway, what's Morgan want? Morgan text me over here. Happy birthday. Thank you, Morgan. And that's another thing. Yesterday was my birthday. I know some of you already know that. And all. It was pretty nice. And trying to print out another list of my YouTube there we go. Print. Okay. And there's Tom's going to save me.
Hey, Charlie. Coach's birthday again.
Yeah, I just was updating my. Are we getting echo? All right, I'm turned off. You must not be turned off. Updating my YouTube friends list here.
Okay, it's a good idea to have one.
Uh-oh. Now I forgot to take and turn the paper around.
It's like we got the crew here again.
Yeah.
A lot of comments already.
What's that?
A lot of people on already.
Yeah.
See a lot of familiar names.
Folks are on right now. 61 watching. That's used to be my norm, and seems like I've gotten a little bit more popular and met a lot of new people out there at the Honeybee Expo.
Right.
And it's like Pastor Larry there. He's a new friend, and I've also let a lot of new folks come into my web or Facebook. I got to run over and grab this paper tray.
Right, Pastor Larry. I met him there for the first time.
Met him out at the
Melissa out in Colorado. I met.
Yeah, I met him out in at Nobby
Nobby.
and all that stuff. Got to meet them, and like I say, I've been putting the friend request in my YouTube or Facebook, I guess you would call it. Facebook page. Get back
Gotcha.
here. And that I guess lets more people know that what is going on. And
Yeah. I'm a
that's
little tired tonight. How much snow did you get today?
I got about 5 inches. There it is.
Yeah, I got 4.5.
And
DC, I will tomorrow. I wanted to do it today, but I couldn't get my snowblower working. I tried to start it 2 times when I was working it from home today, and
mhm,
it wouldn't start. So after work, I went back out to get my snowblower to work on it. I pulled it one time and it started up. Go figure. And I already had just finished shoveling it all by hand, the old-fashioned way.
yeah,
I need one of
I
those
will
antique
probably be
shovel
yeah,
tools.
I'll be pushing snow tomorrow, and but it snowed all day today, and it
So
wasn't any, wasn't worth it.
I plan to take the snow picture tomorrow. It's 17, 16 degrees right now. It's supposed to go down to 6. So it'll only
Mhm,
be 19 tomorrow. So I'm sure it's not going to melt.
right.
Might blow away.
Yeah, that's true. We do have some drifting going on. So somebody asked me how much I got. 4.5 inches. Not too much. Not just an average snowstorm. I wouldn't
Right.
call it a storm.
Yeah, it just
Just an inconvenience.
letterhead. Yeah, it wasn't all that bad. But
We were a balmy 55 this afternoon.
a balmy
Yeah.
55. My
Yeah, I
goodness.
saw your live
I think
this
we got
morning,
the
Bob, and you were saying
13.
it was 55. Yeah.
Few bees flying, but it's back 37 now. It's supposed to get in the 20s tonight here.
Well,
11
right now it's
degrees
20.
here.
Right now it's 27 degrees Fahrenheit.
15 Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit.
11, and it's supposed to be down to 5 by sunrise.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be 6, so I'm right with you, Morgan. Next 2 days. Then it's supposed to warm up in the 40s and even
And be
50s.
wet.
Yeah, and rain. 4 days of rain.
It's going to make a nice messy mess.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
for
it's supposed
sure.
to rain next week sometime later in the week and stuff like that.
Then we'll get the Ohio River flood. It happens every late winter, spring.
Trying
Well,
to
hey,
print out.
Dan, welcome to the stream.
Hey, Dan.
How's it going? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Where are you located at?
I'm up in southeast New Jersey.
So it's cold up there for you, too.
Oh, yeah. It's snowing all day.
Whereabouts in New Jersey, you say?
I'm over Forked River, Ocean County.
Ocean County. So you're on close to the ocean, actually, right? I presume.
Yeah, about 2 miles from the bay.
I mean, I know where. What is it? The bridge goes over 95 over 95 over to where Cowtown is and all that.
Oh, that's way down south.
Salem County.
Yeah, Salem County. That's way down south.
Okay,
One
so
more,
you're
one
up
more
north.
hop and we're in your neck of the woods.
Huh?
One more hop from Cowtown and we're in your neck of the woods. You're in Maryland, right?
Yeah, I'm about an hour and a half from probably Cowtown.
Yeah.
There's Phil.
Shh.
Philippe.
Who's doing the barking?
That's my dog. She hears me talking
So
down the
tell us
basement.
about her. Tell us about your bees or apiary, what size and what you're
Well,
doing with them, or what you do doing with them during the summertime and stuff like that.
I run small yards. I run 9 different properties, and with like between 5 and 7 colonies on each property.
Hmm.
This summer I topped out at about 40 colonies out of all of them. But, yeah, down to probably 30 right now with winter losses. But
Right.
you know,
And then
everybody.
what are you doing? Pollination or honey or?
No, just honey, just honey. Yeah, just honey.
I know down in, I think in the southern end of Jersey is where your um, produce pollination areas are. I think I'm not
Oh
sure.
yeah, there's
So
a lot of blueberries.
are you close to Landy Simone's where she lives?
Landy's up north. She's up in Goose Rock Farm. I know Landy.
Yeah, I've met her
Um,
a few times.
yeah, she's nice. Um,
How are you
yeah.
doing, Morgan?
Oh, not too bad. Just trying to survive the cold.
I like your uh, background there. Was that honey display?
Yeah, just one year I did, or that was last year. I just took a picture of one of my times I harvested and sent them out and
Right.
took a good picture of it.
Hello, Big Mike. Nice to have you in tonight.
No, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah,
Where
nice to meet you, Mike. Big Mike.
where are you located at, Mike?
I'm in southern New Hampshire.
Okay, you're up in Cole County. You're up there where the snow's at.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself and your how many bee or hives and what you do, and I mean as far as summertime goes and that kind of thing.
Well, I met you, Charlie, out at Nobby.
Okay.
We swapped honey.
We did what now?
We swapped honey. Big Mike's raw honey.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, I met so darn many people. I get you can't remember everything. So
um,
how did you like Navi? You enjoyed the whole? It was great. I thought.
wonderful.
And all.
I'm getting a wicked echo. Do you know how to stop that?
Yeah, Dan, do you have the YouTube side turn off on the volume? You're on StreamYard, but the YouTube where you connected to, you got to turn the
Okay.
I just closed it.
It's closed. Yeah, I
All right.
closed it.
I had mine open.
main thing is on the regular YouTube
Maybe
side.
your microphone on your computer.
Just shut the volume off.
I shut the volume off on YouTube.
Now we don't have it.
All right.
Test. Everybody good. You're good, Dan. It's not StreamYard. You have to shut off. It's the YouTube part of it.
Yeah, I shut YouTube off.
Okay, cool.
So I'm running about. I put up 140 hives to bed this fall. 70 production and 72 nukes.
Nukes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do a lot of nuke sales, a lot of honey sales.
No, I
No?
just like playing in the bees.
The addiction is grand.
Oh, it's awful.
From June, well, actually from the beginning of April until about the beginning of August, my wife accepts her role as a bee widow because I am never home.
Yeah. Yeah, I got up to around 40 and I found for myself that it was just a little bit too much work. That's where I cut back to about 30 where I can handle it by myself. Want to say a shout out to James McNally up there in Alberta.
Yeah, I saw him posting.
I don't know whether he's got any snow up there yet, but all that.
Well,
So
I missed
how's
you last night, Charlie, because I was already in bed. But I'm gonna tell you, happy birthday, late birthday.
oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate that, Morgan. Yeah. Went out. Well, let's see. We were pretty much, I don't know. We talked about it on the other stream we had last night on, I guess that was what, Brad's stream, Bob,
No,
last night?
my
Was, that,
stream.
was your stream? Okay. Here we got Brian. Well, look,
Sorry, I clicked
wait a
it.
minute. Huh?
Click him back in. There you
All right.
go.
There he goes.
We
Yeah.
clicked
We
about
got another new guy. Oh no, that's Brian.
The Queen Right dial inventor.
There you go. With Jason. He's got a whole fistful of them.
Yeah.
What are you putting them together?
Putting stickers on, yeah.
should knock a nickel off and just put the stickers in the bag with the dial so they can sticker them themselves.
Yeah, we're being kind.
You selling a lot of them?
Those things haven't stopped.
Well, that's
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Good deal. It's a good idea.
All that good advertisement I gave you.
It's all because of you, Charlie.
That's right.
It's all because of you. Yep,
Oh my.
that's
No,
it.
we're- But anyway, yeah, yesterday was my birthday, and yeah, we wound up spending money and buying a farm tractor for my son. Well, I actually bought it, and I guess it's mine, but anyway, a lot
That's
of money.
nice of you, Charlie.
Well, we're trying to save the farm, and he's been farming it for 3 years and doing a good job at it and being profitable. So we're hoping to, it'll help us out too.
What's the main
Right.
crop?
It's a
Hay,
win-win.
horse hay. We sell hay. That's what we've done it's what my grandfather done. And I've done everything. So
Bob, you know why I'm doing this?
Why?
Because so when we were getting ready for Nabby, Jason sat for 2 days with his family, and that's all they were doing was putting stickers on stuff, just to have stuff ready. And I told him, I said, well, dude, why don't you just different glasses for Brian is my guess. I'm missing stuff.
Hey.
I told him, I said, why don't you just send stickers here? Because when those things are printing, literally I have a box of stuff just sitting here. I'm
Right.
like, I can throw stickers on,
I'll be back.
might as well help the process out,
Make it a little bit faster.
Yeah. Look at Philip. If I keep my Queen Right dials in the package, will they go up in value? Yes.
Mint in package.
They double in price every year that you keep them in the packaging.
There you go.
This is one of the rare times that you guys will see me with these things on too, because I can't see enough to get the stickers off.
Well, it's the same thing with the swarm lure. So when I bottle up 300 or 400 bottles at a time, right? And then you're sitting there labeling
Yeah,
bottle after
Yeah.
bottle after bottle after
I
bottle.
can't see. I'm one of those idiots that when we go to a restaurant, I'm sitting here like this with my phone so I can see the menu.
Take a picture of it and then zoom it in. Scroll through it.
It whatever works.
Yeah, Bob, either I'm going to buy one or I'm going to build a label machine. I might just build one.
Well, the reason I don't have one already is because the price of them is kind of astronomical. And then
Yeah, that's what I'm
if you
thinking
do
about
find
making
a
one.
if you do get a nice one, well, then when you buy a roll of labels as compared to the individual sheets, the labels go way up.
Right. We used to build that kind of stuff when I worked in automation using linear actuators and stuff like that. So I could buy one of those cheap little Raspberry Pi boards or something like that and control a few actuators and see if I can build my own. Maybe I'll market it.
That's what I say. There you go. Your $1 million idea right there.
Yeah.
What is it? A flare, you say, Tom, or what?
A bottle, label applicator.
Okay. They had one down there
Put
in
the
Nobby.
bottle
I
in.
didn't take the time to look at it, but it looked pretty nice.
Yeah, they're
Mine when
very
I'm bottling
expensive.
is my wife.
Say, Ed and Todd, how you two doing?
What's up, Tom?
Yeah, we're doing all right. Doing all right.
That's good.
So is it warm down there, Ed?
Yeah, it's not cold, but it's chilly.
Like
But
what?
50 degrees.
anything we say is cold, they're just going to laugh at anyway. So we
It's
just
42
refuse to answer.
degrees right now. It's going to
I need
going
one.
to 42. Going to 20 tonight.
We
Yeah,
got
I'm a balmy 62 degrees right now.
I haven't been above 32 degrees since last Friday, last Friday.
yeah.
I'm agreeing with John now. It's been cold over here too.
We got I think we probably got like 4 inches of snow today at my place. Not much, but a little bit.
Was it heavy snow coming down, or was it real light and fine?
It was like medium. So just north of us, like my brother is 55 minutes north. He got over a foot just today. And then south of us, they got nailed also. It kind of like split and went around us. So Phil, I would imagine, Phil, did you get some?
You can't hear your mic there, Phil. The
Snow so heavy it cut his mic out.
all of our
Yeah.
snow appears defective. It comes down unfrozen.
Yeah. Right.
Warm
We got
snow.
about 4.5 too. Similar snow.
Did you? But you know what though? Like Tom, next week it's all going to melt. It's going to be in the 40s.
Monday it's supposed to be 41. Ooh,
Yeah.
about freezing.
So I said anymore, all we do our winters, all we do is breed mud.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to get like 2 inches of rain Monday through Friday. It's supposed to rain every day.
Yeah.
And then by Friday, I think it's supposed to be in the mid 50s.
Yeah, I'm actually liking that though because I'm gonna get my instant vape out. And
Yeah. Yep.
All right, somebody's open somewheres.
Yeah, here's something.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute different ones and see what happens.
Not me.
Not
I know it
me.
isn't you.
Testing.
I've never done this before, so it could be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're new. We're new to this whole live stream thing.
I think it's Big Mike.
I saw Charlie hit the. Would you get 70K views on your channel or something like that? 90K?
90.
That's awesome.
I don't
Yeah, it
know.
is.
I think you, Bob, and Lee said to sign up for one of them things.
Yeah. It's
Mike, are you muted on your YouTube side?
I was. I'll go check again. I just lowered my volume here, though. Did that help?
No.
All right. Let me find it.
Volume is fine. It's just there's a background.
This sounds like a TV or a radio or something.
Yeah.
Somebody got
I have neither.
Sounds like a 3D printer to me.
3D printer just going.
It sounds like 2 3D printers.
It sounds like somebody named Todd is spitting out some steam.
Southeastern Colorado Highs. Thank you for the super sticker there. Really do
Hey,
appreciate
Todd,
it.
you're not cooking today?
No, man, it's leftover Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. Who wants a
We
car?
did that yesterday.
If you think it's me, I'll just head out so it doesn't
No,
bother you guys.
I'm trying to wean it.
I gotta
hear
shut
it right
the store
now.
that way I don't bother people.
Huh? Anyway, Southeastern Colorado Hives, appreciate the super sticker there. That'll help pay for the chat.
Didn't even see that.
Here we go.
What?
There we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I need.
Oh, that's Veronica.
Well, this is Veronica's big sister. Yeah,
Man,
I gotta smoke them. You know, I don't even
How you
know
get
I
the
have one of
paper
those
stick?
somewhere.
my little Veronica. I don't even know where that thing is anymore.
Somebody stole your little mite.
She ran off.
She heard
Yeah.
you talking about the vape and want to get out of there.
Yeah, probably.
There's Bill.
Any of y'all use queen cell carriers?
I've got one. I haven't used it though, to be honest with you. I bought it at Hive Life last year, and
They got my microphone working now.
Bought it where?
well, it was Hive Life when I bought it, so that's where I bought it at Hive Life.
My mite must have walked away somewhere. It came alive.
I bought it at
Where
a
it is.
conference formerly known as Hive Life. It holds like 40 cells.
Bill's trying to figure out how to talk.
Yeah, my mic's not working.
No, it's working now.
Oh, it's working now. All right, I had to restart it.
Nancy wants to ask you a question there, Brian. You got multi-pack
Yes.
deals?
So Nancy, if you go to it's queenrightdial.com, we've actually got I don't have any of these here, the mating dials in packs, but we sell them in 2-packs, 5-packs. I mean, it goes clear up to 25 packs. So, yeah, we do multiples. And you know, to be honest, I don't think we sell just one. It's you know, all like 2, 5, you know, and above. So, but yeah, we got multiples.
Well, on the video there, we were showing them boxes. What is it, 50 of them or something like that in a box?
The one that we had a 25-pack at Nabby, and that was we were going to make up a couple 25 packs to sell. We decided against it. We probably should have brought them because we had a couple people ask.
Well, I do know that Brian, a friend of mine over in Frederick, Maryland, is going to be getting some of them.
Yeah,
50 either that or 100.
the 5-pack. So Nancy, the 5-packs of look at this, Charlotte. Come on here, and I'm selling the 5-packs of the status indicators. These here, I
It's like
believe.
the Stream Team stream.
There we go. These ones here, I believe they're 36 on the website. A 5-pack of the mating indicators is 31. So, really not that bad. And like these stickers that I'm putting on now, they're fade resistant, weather resistant. You know, they're solid. I mean, I've had some of the doubles on my hive bodies all last year, and they're still fine. I mean, I go over there now in the winter, and they're fine. So they'll last. And you know, I tell you, if you end up, so Nancy, if you're saying a 5-pack, what I saw a lot of people do at Nabby is they bought a 5-pack of these, and then because you're not going to use the mating indicators as often, a lot of people did a 5-pack of those and then a 2-pack of these, because you can take the dial off of this and you could then insert your mating indicator on here so that you turn it and dial it with the days. We've got stickers here with the days. And that way, you know exactly, like you look in there and you see a cell. And I mean, that's all on you though, as far as, hey, how old that cell is. It's more or less a guesstimate, but you can turn this to, you know, you've got capped, do not disturb pupa. That's what the DND is on this. It's do not disturb. But you could adjust this, and then with the dating, you'll know then, hey, when you should have a mated queen and some eggs in that colony. But they're all interchangeable. So, but that's what I saw a lot of people doing is buying a 5-pack and a 2-pack, because really you're not going to use the mating dials. Now if you're raising queens and you're doing stuff like that, yeah, you're going to use those things literally all the time. But if you're the backyard person, you have 5 colonies, whatever. I think a 5-pack of the status and a 2-pack of the mating indicators is gold. So we might even consider on making up a pack like that, just because there was a number of people that's what they bought. So yeah, thank you, Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, because like my friend, he does a lot of queen rearing, so I guess he's. So what you're saying, the box that had the round circles that you could actually add them to the double housing thing or something.
Yep. Yeah. Let me let me grab one. I don't know where the heck I have them. Now you guys are gonna see something that is. Oh no, that one's good. That one's good. Okay, you're not gonna see something that you shouldn't see. So, here's your mating dial. Okay, your status indicator. Okay, what you can do is, let's say you look in there and you see a cell. You can take the screw out, take this off. This smaller plate will have one of these stickers on it. Okay, so that's with your dating, that pops right in there, and then you can fit this right in the middle there. So you can adjust it with the dating, and then you'll know exactly on here when to look in that colony by the dating, and you'll see eggs. And then after, when you confirm that you've got your mated queen, you can pop this off, put your, some people call these a martini glass. You can put your martini back on and, mark whatever year it is that the queen, this year we're green. So, but yeah, they're both of the systems, they're all interchangeable. So if you get the mating indicators, it's interchangeable.
I would call them Pac-Man.
Man. There were a number of people that said that they look like a martini glass.
Yeah.
So, Mission Believe, yeah, it's a. They are a slick little. I could sit here and I could praise them and all that, and people will say, "Well, you like them because you want to sell them. You made them and want to sell them." But I used them all year, and those darn things. Let me tell you, when I went down through my yard, and if I saw something wasn't green, for mated queen, I knew the last time I was in there, I saw something different. And then I would just go over and look and see, well, was it a swarm cell? Did I have a virgin? Whatever it was. So they helped out. They did.
I'm going to just say a shout out to Mission Believe, which is Monica. Local.
Hey,
local.
Brian, Nancy wanted to know what's in the center part of those double dials. I know, but she doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
then
what is
Nancy
the martini glass?
needs those things for new.
So here's the stickers that are on them.
Hold up. All right, there you go.
So in here, the I, F, and T stand for inspect, feed, or treat. So when you go in, think of this as a post-inspection tool. You can mark, well, I have to inspect, and then down on the bottom, you can mark your date. You get a dry erase marker. You can put a dot in whichever, the I, the F, or the T, and mark your date. That way you'll know exactly what you have to do. So really it eliminates, any kind of record keeping, it eliminates it, this right here. So, yeah, but that's what they are, the I, the F, and the T, yeah.
Yeah, Monica, I hope you liked the video today. I put out interview.
Yeah, Brian, we have stainless screws, and they all come. The screws come with the packs. So like in this right here, yeah, the screws are all in there. So basically everything you need is in the pack. So yeah. Now when you do get these, the stickers that are in these here, they're not attached. So that's the one thing. With some that are packaged, you'll just have to verify if the stickers are attached or not. So let's do a giveaway.
They're getting
You
you
did one
right.
of those the other Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Brian, were you making the 3D printed frame rests? They were like a 2-piece setup.
Yeah.
Someone gave me a set of them, and they absolutely work perfect for my
awesome.
mini mating nukes.
Awesome.
Because you can't find a frame rest that'll fit them.
Oh. Yeah, I've got some. They're on the shelf that's over there boxed up, or else I would grab a set. Yeah. And I can't take my brother actually designed those. I just he does some 3D printing also. So he designed the file and made me a set. And then when I got my 3D printers, then I just started printing them. What's a 25 pack? So, well, I tell you what, let's just look. Let's just look. Because I've got my spreadsheet right here. A 25 pack of these here we have let me see, a 5-pack is 36, a 25 pack is 170, so that took it down a little bit. Yeah, I mean times 5. Oh yeah, that took it down.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when you buy bulk, we don't really put the packaging and everything on them. Of course, yeah, we take a hit, but yeah, 170 for a 25 pack of those. A 25 pack of the mating is 151. So yeah. Now if I got to talk to Jason, because if you're looking to get like even more than that, like we had she's the president of the Kentucky Queen Breeders, bought 75 of these, and Jason worked with her. So I mean, if you're buying a quantity, I mean, we could work with you. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Stickers.
Yeah.
Charlie, drive to Ohio. You can help me put stickers on.
Yeah.
You can drive them down to Jason.
Brian, I'm going to have to think about buying a 25 pack. Usually when I do my bee class every year, I get about 20, 25 people, and maybe I'll give everybody one of them.
I tell you what, Tom, how far are you? You're
Southwest Ohio,
right?
Yeah, west of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slight.
I'm 2.5 hours from Greg.
Okay. He's probably going to have them.
Okay.
We've got to talk yet. I mean, a lot of stuff happened since Nabby.
Yeah.
That blue certificate thing opened up the door. So, and we just have to keep walking through the door. So
keep that door open.
Yeah, it opened up for us definitely, but yeah. Is that what's on there? I don't know. Here, let me pull up the website. I don't know what you would think I would know this stuff since I'm making up.
You're not in marketing. You're in assembly right now.
Yeah.
I don't
the production end.
Let me see here. So that 25 pack that David had was for the old style, just the single. So that is just this with this sticker. That's the old style. The new style, it's basically $21 more, and then you get the second side. So, I mean, you figure for $21, you're doubling it up. That we also have blank. Now, I don't have any of them here, but we have blank stickers also. That there's no writing in any of it, no coloring. So you can, if you had a certain system, like we were talking to one queen breeder guy, and he said that, like he would use the blank to mark strength. He had certain categories as far as like he would assess his colonies. If it was moderate strength, strong, if it was going to be like a preferred breeder, he had certain things that he was going to write on them. So, but yeah, I mean, you could do whatever, really, So, and that guy that we were talking to that did that, he said every off season, him and his crew would paint their lids because they were so marked up from the season that every off season they would, he's buying gallons of paint and he's paying people to paint covers. So doing this, it's one expense, and then you never have to paint the lid again. So, does Jason approve of the deals I'm making tonight? I'm going right by the spreadsheet. If Jason doesn't approve of his own spreadsheet, that's on Jason.
That door is closing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what else is going on?
Still just trying to thaw out.
I don't know.
Here.
What's Phil doing?
Just trying to thaw out.
Huh?
Just trying to thaw out. I was outside working all day.
Oh, yeah.
Phil's getting ready to ship me down a beehive.
I don't know how many new people we got on here, but I could tell my story of what happened yesterday.
Oh boy. I was going to ask you about how that went.
Well, the hives are alive as of last night, yesterday. I'm going to check them next week when it gets warm and probably take that bottom board off since now all the bees are at the very top. So, Brian, I don't know if you heard what happened. He's busy.
You raised Dura bees.
Basically, last Friday, a week ago, we were 60 degrees and we had a big storm and it got windy, 40, 50 mile per hour winds, gusts, maybe even higher. And it went down to the next day. It never got above like 15 degrees. So it was a pretty good little storm, but no snow in it, or not very much. And then I went out to the yard then on Saturday to make sure none of my hives got blown over. And I just looked at my production hives and my horizontal hives and stuff like that, and didn't look farther up my field where my resource hives were, where three of them were all by themselves, and went back in. Well, last night I went out there to check them with my FLIR1 to see if they're all alive, and I found them laying on the ground, all fell over, laying on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
This past week, it's been -2, no higher than 29 degrees every day. Well, Brian, unbelievable. All three hives were still alive.
We still got some background noise. I'm trying to figure out.
So it was done. 0-degree temperatures, 5 nights in a row, 6 nights in a row.
Tom, you got things muted.
What's that?
You got your background stuff muted, or
I don't.
mute
That's just a
yourself and let me
picture.
see if it- Go ahead and mute and see what happens. That's not you.
But the fondant and the sugar bricks were blown, good 4 or 5 inches from the bees. So the bees were just sitting there by themselves up in a cluster on the frames, on the top of the frames. And I put them all back up on the hive and put the sugar bricks and fondant back on top of them because I had a combination and closed them back up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I kind of learned that cold weather really doesn't kill the bees.
Yeah.
Starvation, probably starvation or diseases from the season before kills the bees.
Yeah.
Because it snowed on them and everything.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been around longer than we have.
Yeah. I thought they were dead hives. I was going to
Wow.
just clean it up and take the honey out of them and save it for next year. But they all had about 3 to 4 frames of bees still in them. So I had them in double deep. So next week I'm going to take the bottom. Since they're already broke apart already, I'm not breaking the steel anymore. I'm going to go ahead and take the bottom deep off and put them in singles. So help them out through winter the best I can. That's my game plan.
This will hopefully be my last probably winter that I'm messing with double deeps.
Well, there's my resource hives are about my only ones I had still in doubles. I never shook them down to singles. All my production hives were all in singles over winter.
Yeah, that's the direction that I'm leaning.
I had 2 hives last winter die out on me in March or late February because the queen was down in the bottom box. She laid up 3 or 4 frames of brood. And then we had a very cold spell, it was 8-degree weather again. And they had already eaten 2/3 the way up on the top deep box, and all my food was up above that. So the
Wow.
bees died trying to keep all the brood warm. I had 2 hives do that. And I
Yeah.
said, that's the last time I'm overwintering in 2 double deeps.
Every time.
Because all my ones I had in singles had no issues.
Yeah. Everybody, when I started, everybody preached,
Same,
like
yeah.
where I'm at, Ohio, they're just double deep, double deep, double deep. It's just, that's all you heard. Double deep.
Yeah, that's all I heard.
And you don't need to do that.
No.
So,
Plus, our winters aren't near as cold as they used to be.
right.
I run single brood all summer, and then they get their own medium. I got the single that the brood stays in all summer. I got a queen excluder over the top of that. And that colony will have its own medium for the winter. So above all, that medium will be full when I put them to bed. Of course, all your supers are on top of that, but I never pull that medium away from them. All I do is remove the excluder and let them have full access to it through the winter. But yeah, same thing. Double deep is just,
Yeah.
Well, I pull my honey usually mid to late July. And from that point on to about September, my biggest goal is to get that double deep, my 2 deep boxes. I use an excluder after a single, but then I pull that out and I try to get them down into a single box by September. And then I feed them 1-to-1 or 2-to-1, depending how cold it is as it gets into November. This year I fed them all the way to Christmas.
Yeah.
And I let them keep their bottom box packed with honey. And I just put a shim and I put sugar bricks or fondant on top of them for insurance. And I did find out there's 3 resource hives didn't even touch my sugar yet, hardly a little bit. So that was good news. That means they had plenty of honey in the box.
Dan, you said exactly what my plans are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave 1 super for them. So
seems to work. I mean, and let them
Yeah.
let in the springtime. She of course comes up as they chew through that food in the medium. They come up
Yeah.
and she'll lay that up, and then
And
you
then
just get to
move
the
it.
point where you chuck her ass back downstairs
Yep.
and drop the excluder
Move her
back
down
on.
and throw the excluder on,
And
and
let
it's
them start
rock and
filling
roll.
that box back up again, and you don't never take it. I mean, and if it after you pull all your summertime supers off, and it's in the fall, if you need to fill that medium up, you can leave that excluder on there and let them plug that medium out, then pull the
Right.
excluder. This year I went a little too long with the excluder and started running into the same problems as they were talking about before, about having some brood downstairs, and then they got cold and they wouldn't leave the brood. The bees went upstairs. They wouldn't leave the brood for the food.
Right.
So,
They won't.
yeah. So hey, it happens.
I
Shit
looked
happens.
at Ian's operation and Brad's operation and James' operation, and they run all singles during the winter time. But
Yeah.
they put them in their sheds or barns, but they keep it at 40 degrees.
Yeah.
So
Wait a minute.
that's basically winter weather.
Wait a minute. You didn't say the seat. What is it? 3C? 4C?
Yeah.
I think there.
40
Yeah, I
is
think
fine on
there's.
60.
Aren't they at 4 that they keep them at?
I keep it
Yeah.
at 4C.
Yeah. So they keep it down at in the 30s to 40 degrees. And so they do all singles. They don't do doubles or singles with it. It's just a deep box, and that's
Man,
it.
when I come out of summer, when it's I'm going into fall, I just don't have the heart to mash them all down into one box.
Yeah. Well, I do it. I mean, some I can get done by end of August. Some gets me into September, depending how big they are.
Yeah, man.
But
I
I
even
run
keep
Carnies, Russians. I don't have too many with too much Italians, and they shut themselves down
yeah.
by the fall time, end of fall.
I
So
got
it's usually they're down to about 5 frames of bees going
really
into winter. This is what I saw with the ones that were tipped over.
wow.
I don't have a real big nest.
Yeah, mine are all mutts. I don't know what the hell I have. I mean, I go into the swarm
Yeah.
season. I let them. I don't really buy queens anymore. When I go into the season, I start seeing queen cells. I start making splits, and I just let them requeen themselves, and then take the split and put it in a different yard.
Right.
I don't
Well,
sell groups, so
I bought some Russians and some VHS Carnies. I like those black queens, dark
yeah,
queens.
yeah, they are pretty. They are pretty.
You
Well,
said
they seem to
3.
they seem to survive better
Yeah,
if we do get a cold winter.
You said 3 letters there that make me cringe anymore.
What's that, VHS?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My 3 that I got. Now I got virgin, so I mean they went out and they mated with whatever the heck is in
yeah.
the area. But man, those 3 colonies,
mean.
they're bad. Yeah, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah.
They went down to the biker drone congregation areas.
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
not
to
gonna
get
mess
some
around.
genetics.
Some people they're like, oh, you need to give it time. That way, like I can flood my area with good genetics. But I'm like, I'm not going to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years for the feral colonies to chill out. I hate working with bees where you open up a colony and you've got 50 or whatever they're pinging your head. It's just there's no need for that.
Well, you know what I started doing, Brian? I overgrafted, and I give away free virgin queens to my neighboring beekeepers. So I know what genetics they're starting to get in their apiary. So I know when
That's a
my
good
queens
idea.
are out mated, I have a better chance of having better genetics.
I wish I
Right.
had some of you in my neighborhood, Tom.
I know.
Yeah, it's a win-win though.
We need more people like you.
I sell nukes, so I have better. Hopefully, my queens are better queens.
Oh,
I'm in the
man.
next state. Does that count as a neighboring state?
I'm in the same state.
And most of my neighbors are beekeepers that I've mentored now. because they've taken my classes and bought my nukes the last few years. They always call me, Tom, I need a queen. I said, here's a virgin. Take
All
it.
right, guys, here comes the king.
I'm not the king. Bob's the king.
Welcome in.
Just want to say, Charlie, we were chatting there the other night, or it was last night. Was it last night or the other night? I forget. But my phone ran out of battery, so that's why I just completely left.
I thought you got tired of talking farming.
No, I can never get tired talking farming.
Well, I went out yesterday and I bought that tractor.
Oh, good.
I don't want to talk to Ian because I was all excited thinking that I was going to see him in March. And I'm sitting there thinking, and I even told Greg and Bruce, I was like, this is awesome. I said, I am finally going to get to sit down with Mr. Stepler and smack a beer together, be Vikings or whoever the heck we wanted to be, and chat and have some stories. And I email him. I'm like, hey, I hear, you're going to be in Wisconsin. And then he burst my bubble and he said, I'm going to be moving bees then. That's over Zoom. And I'm like, I give up.
Yeah.
I give up.
Well, the guys wanted me to speak, and I said, well, it goes into March. That goes against my rules because I don't speak in March because I could be moving, and this year's mild, so I could very well be moving middle of March. And I said, well, how about if you put it on Zoom? And I said, okay, I can figure that out for you guys.
No, that's only...
Sorry, Brian. But they got me for the year after on the 24th to 26th in Wasu. In 2025, they have me coming into Wisconsin.
Okay.
So not the same
How
group.
far of a drive would that be? That would only probably be like an 8-hour drive or something from Manitoba down.
I'd have to check Google Maps, but I bet you it's 5 or 6 hours, something like that.
Oh man,
I could just drive down, but I'm gonna be busy moving bees though.
I got the first 4 rounds.
I'll hold you to it.
You got practiced up and ready for tomorrow?
I just did a whole bunch of editing on the. You probably are watching me, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I practiced my presentations on my live on the channel. And just to see if things go through properly, and it wasn't going through properly. So I went back and I re-edited the presentation. So I think it should be good now.
That's good.
Hey, Tom, your newbies that you were talking about, if they're nervous about when to expect eggs and whatever, you got this jobby?
Yes.
Well, look at this here. Now you have a little plate that you can just screw that onto, and it goes right in your pocket.
Okay. That could be helpful.
I'm disclosing things. The only time you're going to see this little jobby until it's on the website.
So I'm just a drive-by here, Charlie. I just wanted to stop by to say hi, and I got to keep on going. So have a good night.
Take care, Ian.
You take care, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, take care, Ian.
Charlie's muted. Had no idea what you said there, Charlie.
He's up there just
I
chewing.
was trying to figure out the echoing and everything else here.
I don't hear it now.
No. At all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's
Better.
Who said, Tom, is that you? You just spoke?
Yeah.
You got an echo there. Is there something
I
else?
think so.
Yeah, Tom's got an echo.
Who does?
Tom does.
Tom.
I do now.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie
Mine
got
was
one
good the other
too.
day. I just had to get out.
Now yours is fine, Morgan. When I speak, I can hear in Tom's.
Echo is back and a TV's in the background.
I don't have a TV on.
Well, no, the TV can't be me.
Is that better?
I think she's probably just done with, with the midwife. She probably just got done delivering a baby and got some extra gas or something. I think she's hearing stuff.
I don't know. You're echoing too a little bit.
I am?
Can you hear me now?
So you got echo there too when you're talking.
Yeah, Charlie's got an echo.
Everybody got an echo.
What about me? I'm on a headset. I don't have any background noise. It's quiet in the basement.
I don't hear nothing.
It's just got an echo for some
You
reason.
plead the fifth, Morgan.
It's Charlie.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
By the way, good to meet you, Morgan. We was chatting.
Good
last
meeting you.
week.
Good talking there, buddy.
Yep. Thank you for the info on the crystallized. I got it upsetting.
Okay.
Let it sit for a week before I give it a taste. See if it hardens up.
Yeah, some of mine's got, I had somebody say they tried to spread it on just regular bread and it was pretty tough. They had to put it on toast, something with a little heat on it.
Yeah, we'll warm it up a little bit. Yeah, I tried all of that dark honey that I had crystallized. So I
Right.
just took a pound of it and made seed out of the pound and let that sit for a few days. And then I just took that and dumped it in about 5 pounds of regular liquid. And I'm waiting for that, churn that for a few days slow, 15, 20 minutes at a shot. And then I finally bottled it. And then I just said, let me.
Now, is it as dark as what you had the picture of?
Of the dark honey?
Yeah.
No, it was lighter. It was lighter.
That original one almost looked like it had peanut butter added to it.
Yeah. It lightened up pretty.
Okay.
Looks like peanut butter.
So that was dark.
Oh yeah.
But I got a couple buckets of it back there yet. It's not bad tasting honey.
Yesterday, I bought a 9.5 quart, 10 speed mixer at an auction site that I got a good deal on. So hopefully next week I'll be doing some creaming.
Nice.
I've been doing bees for 10 years now, and I never tried to do creamed honey. It's just listening to you guys talk and all that stuff. I'm like, let me give it a shot. I don't have a market for it.
Brian talked me into it, and he told me he sells almost 50% now creamed honey.
I can believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I got plenty of crystallized honey, that's for sure, that I could.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing it in my warmer.
I'm gonna give
I
it a
got
try.
some crystallized sitting right there.
You got those. You see those buckets in the background, right?
Yeah.
There. That's all crystallized.
Now, did
No
you
matter.
do it with the mixer like I was saying I did, or the hand mixer?
I used a hand mixer to make the seed.
Right.
I only put one beater in it, and I kind of just held it on the side of the bowl so it just ground real on the slowest setting.
Right.
And it turned it from that peanut butter color pretty damn bright. It turned it way up. So that's what I left, and I let that set for a week, and it stiffened right up like peanut butter, like the picture I showed you. And that's what I used to seed the liquid, because I had a couple jars in my warmer to bring them back, and that's what I used to seed those jars. So I just poured it all in one big in the KitchenAid and churned it in that real slow. We'll see how it comes out.
Right. Yes, I got the generic KitchenAid, and of course, when you put the thing down, it's got a lid on top of it, so nothing gets in it.
Yeah.
And I just would, like I said, mix it a couple times a day for like 4 or 5 days, or whenever I got enough time to do something with it, I would quit mixing it and then put it in jars.
Yeah. I was using the dough hook, and I would just unhook the dough hook, and I would drop it down into the bowl, and then put cellophane over the top of it until I came back the next time, and then just reconnected the dough hook, put it back on the stand, and
That's a good idea, Dan.
Mine's got a plastic shield that when you put the top down to it, that sets on the bowl.
That's handy. That's nice. So you don't even have to take it off. You could leave it on there.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't do that because mine don't have that.
And it was just an off-brand I bought off of Amazon.
Yeah. Well,
It's even got a little port, so like if I wanted to add something to it, I could just open the port while it's mixing and put stuff in it.
yeah, you could add your that whatever flavoring you want.
Right.
Right.
I just got to nail down a system, and then I'll I don't know. Maybe I'll make some for the craft fairs next year. I don't know. See how it goes.
Well, I'm going to start a system this next week, hopefully.
Yeah, I didn't know whether I should buy a mortar and pedestal or what the hell to do to get the seed started. But this dark honey, it crystallized, and it crystallized nice and smooth. It wasn't real super hard like some of the lighter honey that crystallizes.
Right.
So that's why I figured I'd use that to seed. To make the seed.
That dark picture wasn't your seed; it was the crystallized honey.
Pretty much, yeah.
I thought you'd already mixed it in that the way it looked.
Yeah.
But how was the granules? Was it granulated or really smooth? Slick?
It was on the seed or the crystallized honey.
Well, the crystallized honey or the seed, either one.
Well, the crystallized, when I used the dark honey that was crystallized to make the seed, and I just ground that up. But that dark honey was a very fine crystal. It wasn't bad to begin with. So that's why I chose that to make the seed.
Yeah, I mean, like Brian out there from Flower Street, the big advantage to him is that he can put flavors into his honey and sell it legally. Where here in Maryland, you have to have a commercial kitchen. In Pennsylvania, you have to have a commercial kitchen.
Yeah, we can't do that here. You got to have cottage foods license and all that shit to do that.
Yeah, that's not. I'm like Colorado and Ohio. We just got to put what ingredient we added on the label.
Yeah, well, we have a cottage food law, but it says you can sell honey and you can sell creamed honey, but you can't put anything in it.
Right.
That's what it is supposed to be here. You're not supposed to add anything to it either.
You can't adulterate it in any way. Creaming it's not really adulterating it. It's just
manipulating the crystals.
Yeah, right. You're not adding anything to it. So,
yeah,
crazy.
But everybody that has tried it so far really likes it.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling it's going to get to be a bigger as more people try it and the word gets around. Because there's not really a lot of it around here at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. When I talked to Brian, he just said after a few years, his percentage went up more and more into it, about 50-50. He said close to 50-50. He didn't have an exact number, but he just knows how much he's making.
Yeah.
That's why I figured if I have any left from last year, when I start pulling honey this year, I'll just cream everything I have left.
Right.
Do that,
yeah.
So Brian, Capitol Highs, do you have any honey left now, or are you sold out?
I got a bucket.
That's what I got.
Yeah, but I'm not. I've had a couple people like message me and stuff, and they want to buy some, but I'm keeping it for like either very close friends or family, because there's a couple family members that buy. My wife's, it's my one brother-in-law goes through almost a pound a week. He does like a couple spoons a day, and I'm like, you're gonna get diabetes, He literally, I mean, he'll take a 1 pound jar and just squeeze it, and I'm just like, oh my God. So, and like my mom, my in-laws, they use it. Bob says I'm looking in the wrong camera. I'm looking at my big monitor. If I look here, then I'm looking at nothing. I'm looking at a spreadsheet. But just that way family has it, So
about what's your yield? What does nature give you every year, or does it change?
It changes. In 2022, I pulled 500 pounds. This past year, I pulled close to 600 pounds. Now, this next year, when I switch over to single brood, if I can break 1,000 pound, then I'll be content.
Yeah. Do you market your honey any differently, or is it all friends and family?
So I started doing a couple markets, around the area. There's one in particular that um, every time I went, I sold a decent amount.
Mhm.
So I'll probably still do that same market. In fact, I already signed up. Like I already emailed the guy, and I already got my dates already picked out for next year, starting in July.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. Now, if it gets to the point that even after the markets, I have like a significant amount left, then I'll have to like go down another avenue.
Yeah.
So
I only do 2 markets a year. I work at a huge hospital, and
okay.
I for the last probably 3 years I pulled about 1,000 pounds,
Okay.
and I move everything through the hospital. I even keep bees on the roof of the hospital.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But that honey goes directly to them. I don't take
Okay.
that honey. That's something for them.
Yeah. I used to work at a hospital. I mean, I work in healthcare now, but I'm a contractor, so I don't work for a specific healthcare system.
Mm.
So it's hard for me, like word of mouth. It's hard, and a lot of times, like I travel, so I can't.
Yeah.
Now I'm working kind of close. I mean, the last year I've been working an hour from home when I do have to go on site, and I've had a couple people buy it there, but I train an electronic medical record. So, like for me to go in, and I'm not going to peddle my honey when I'm training a class.
No, it's understandable. I'm a maintenance guy at the hospital, so I have
you got the
everybody knows me, and everybody knows me as the beekeeper.
You've got the in. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, I sell it where I work. Everybody knows that I'm a beekeeper.
Yeah.
The whole building does. We have like 5 companies in the building we're at, and they all buy it.
Yep. Word gets out, and I get.
Yep.
And then the couple of markets that you do every year, people get word of you, and next thing you know,
yeah,
I do a lot of porch pickup, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I've had from the markets that I've done this year, and now I didn't start until it was like September or something like that. So I started kind of late in their season.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people contact me through my website, and like my bottles, how I set up all my bottles, there's a QR code right on the bottle that takes you right to my website. And that was one of my goals, is I wanted to start steering people towards my website so that I started to get traffic there. And it did work. I mean, I had some people that were buying it then from the website. They didn't have to wait for the market, because the market's only once a month. So, but now we'll see for next year. Now, next year, my plan, Charlie, did you see my little, whoever was at Nabby, you might have seen it. Did you guys see my smaller observation hive that Ricky did?
Yeah. It was sitting on. I think it was sitting on the floor. Or no, you're talking about the one that goes.
The
Goes
5-frame nuke.
Yeah, the 5-frame nuke style.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That little bugger is going to be marketing to the hilt, because I'm going to set up a little 5-frame nuke, and I've already talked to the owner of the market just to see if I could bring, a colony with me. And he said, as long as there's no bees getting out just because of the liability. I said, oh no, it's going to be sealed up. So I'm going to have a little side table with that observation hive sitting right there. And everybody's going to want to see the bees. So that's my marketing strategy for this next year, is
get yourself some honey sticks and 3 for $1.
Yeah, I've got the impact sealer right up on top up there. So Oh yeah, I want to sell some honey this next year. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm
Yeah, I
hoping to
mean,
get 2,000 pounds this year. of
And how
honey.
many you running now, Tom?
I have I'm running 33 production hives.
Oh my gosh, that's too
That's
many.
some work. I hit 40 this year, and I damn near killed me.
Yeah, and I work full time.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
it's two jobs.
240 is too much. That's why I'm not really heartbroken about my winter losses. I'm like,
Well, I have 33 production hives and about 6 resource hives, so it'd be about 40 hives altogether.
that's a lot. You have them
Yeah,
all in one yard?
no, I have them in 2 yards,
you ought to be
but
about
most of them
25
in my yard.
for 33 hives like that. You should be somewhere around 2,000, 2,500 hives, something like that. Or
Yeah.
pounds,
Pound.
pounds, not hives.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get about 2,500 pounds this year. I was at 1,600 last year.
Yeah,
I think right now,
Out of how many?
24
at least
Out of how many?
24 of them should be full size hives, and the last ones I'm adding on might be not as strong hives because I make splits out of them. So it'll be a little late, late going in the flow.
Yeah, yeah. I
How
made
many-
it up to 60 hives.
50?
Mm.
That's a lot of work, man.
I can't do that.
That's a lot of work. I lost a lot. A lot of
It is.
swarms this year. I couldn't
How
keep
many
up.
boxes you need? It's like, man, I got a whole room full of them.
Yeah.
That's all that's in my garage.
Yeah, I've got it in my barn now.
See, I have an advantage because I got a 16-year-old boy. I throw him out there, and he does all the box lifting for me.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
started too late. I didn't start till all my boys moved out of the house.
I'm a one-man
screwed up.
operation.
Yeah.
Charlie, are you a master?
What?
Are you a master? Master
Master beekeeper? No.
I thought you were kidding around that the other day.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's Charlie, EAS Master Certified.
Yeah, right.
I'm a Cornell master.
No,
It's
EAS
live
is
now, so
coming,
you can't say what
EAS is
actually
coming
comes
to
out.
Maryland this year, though. It'll be in August in Maryland for the first time, I think, in
Uh-oh.
20 years.
I'm a Cornell master.
Hang on. Brian Lee's on. There we go.
I got my hat on. UC, University of Cincinnati.
I got to put the cap on. I got a holder right there now, so the hat it's ready.
You can just Fred Dunn the hat.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I can even be like Fred right here now. Look at this. I've got my shrew weapon.
Hey, they're handy.
Yeah, this thing is
It lets you know when the bees are in a little good tight cluster or when they're not in a tight cluster.
Yeah.
You scoop them out of there.
What hat is it?
Castle Hive hat.
Castle Hive's hat.
Yeah.
I grabbed one of these, and then who the heck gave me theirs? Somebody else gave me one, so I've got this one hanging here. That way I can be like Fred Dunn, and I've got one over in my building that to use it on the colony. So, Russell asked, did Ohio State win the Rose Bowl? Their bowl game, they got spanked because they didn't have a quarterback. Their quarterback entered the transfer portal, and then the dude that they had, who had never played all year, got hurt. And then they had a kid that had never even taken a snap in practice. Marvin Harrison, their receiver, wasn't playing. I think of Ohio State starters, they had 21 starters not play their bowl game. So, but when I read that and I saw that they had 21 of their starters not going to play, I thought there's no even sense to even watch the game. So, oh well.
No, Dan, as far as master beekeeper, I don't have it. I had thought about it, but EAS is basically what that is a certification for teaching and stuff like that.
There we
And
go.
I don't really get in and do a lot of teaching as far as up in front of classrooms.
I am an apprentice.
Hey,
I am.
I took the Cornell course back in 2020. It was a 17-month course, quite expensive. It was good. I learned a lot. But let me tell you something. I've been keeping bees 10 years now, and I'm a first-year beekeeper 10 years in a row. It's the best way I can put it.
I'm a wing and a prayer beekeeper.
I mean, you say that, but I mean, you're keeping your bees alive. You're making a bunch of honey and selling it and making money. And
It's a hobby for me. It's,
I mean, for you, to me, most of everybody here classifies as a sideliner. You know, you're making money. You know, the bees are paying their way.
Yeah.
And hopefully that you're making a profit from your bees. Well, that's where I'm at, and I know most of you all are doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But then I buy something expensive to make it negative.
Yeah, then Nobby shows
uncapping
up.
things.
It's called reinvesting into your business, is what it amounts to. I do that
expanding
all
it.
the time.
Oh yeah.
That's what I like about it. I can buy whatever I want and pay for it with bee money.
Right.
That's
And to me, does any master beekeeper program out there really teach you to be that successful?
they teach you what to do. It's up to you to be able to do it. It's up to you to do it. They'll teach you the tools you need, but it's up to you to put it all together.
Well, it's like everybody talks about, about me and my single brood chamber management program that I do.
Mhm.
This is something that I watched the commercial guys, and then I applied it. And then there was a local club here that did Demery from George Demery back in the 1800s. And I'm rotating brood out of the brood chamber up to a top box and having supers in the middle.
Hey,
I alleviate completely any swarm problems.
I love
and
Demery.
I double my honey production. And yes, it's a lot of work to it. That's why I'm going to buy a hive lifter here. I've just got a few little more
I agree with you.
details to work out. I'm working with
boy.
James out of Alberta
boy.
right now, and he sent me some of his machine is a little bit customized, which I like.
I like Demerys, man. They're a great method. I do them a lot myself. That's what I make. They're great.
And then Brian here's bought a new bottling machine.
I got one of them, Brian.
Did you?
Yeah, mine's still in the box. I haven't even taken it out yet.
I got mine back in June. Not from
mine
Hook.
set up.
I hooked
Ready
up.
to go.
I hooked up this one hose, and that's the farthest that I've gotten.
Mine's already set up, ready for production. Next time I do bottle fills.
Yeah, I need to. I got to do a video on the thing. So I want to go through all of the settings, when I do the video. So that way, if I screw something up, people can see me screw it up. So
Yeah. You do have to convert.
I just
convert
opened the
your-
box for this one today.
I got my 2 bottles for priming already sitting here to prime it.
Oh, nice.
You're gonna get so lazy with that thing, Tom.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting until I should, actually this weekend I should text my brother-in-law, and I think my other one is good, but I should text the one just to see if he needs some, because when he does, then I'm going to heat up my bucket. I've got one of the bee blankets. I'll get that set up, and then I can get this thing ready and then try it out. So I'm excited, though. I mean, up to now, I was using a ladle and a funnel to.
Oh, God.
Oh gosh, mighty Brian.
Yeah, it was a ladle and a funnel. Who said squeak squeak? That's Eli downstairs playing with he's probably got a ball or something.
Yeah, Nancy, that's got a built-in
Yeah.
pump on it.
I have a 19-gallon bottling tank with a zero drip spigot on it, but I still needed something better.
Dude, it's so easy. You drop that
Well,
hose
my
right in the bucket
yeah,
and
Yeah, so
that's
I'm using that as my store my honey in now, so I can warm
Yeah.
it.
I have a 19-gallon heated bottling tank coming. Probably, I think John said the end of the month they'll be in.
Yeah.
And then with this speed fill system, there's actually an adapter where you can hook the hose right up to that heated bottling tank. So I'm going to run these two in tandem. I'll have 19 gallons of honey in there ready, and to bottle it, all I'm going to have to do is turn this thing on and let her.
They're definitely sweet. Now, I don't have an auto labeler, anything. I just peel it off the roll manually. I can bottle and label a case of honey in just under 3 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, you get the empty case there. I can be done with that case bottled, labeled, and lidded in just under 3 minutes.
Yeah. DC's asking how
That's
hefty.
why I want to build my own label machine.
That'll make it even quicker, Tom.
That's be the next step.
Yep.
There's the side of it.
They said it'll pump creamed honey.
Yeah. You can run cream honey through it.
It's actually
Doug from up in Canada took basically that same unit there, and he's pumping creamed honey out into buckets and filling buckets that way. But my question is, are you guys, I look at that machine, I'm looking at the cleanup, and I'm looking at, okay, are you bottling 3 or 4 cases of honey a week in order to, you're weighing out the cleanup factor and that kind of stuff.
I bottled about 6 buckets. 5 cases in a bucket. I bottled about 6 buckets on and off over, I don't know, a 3-week period.
Wow.
I didn't bother cleaning it. I just left the hoses charged, what I mean? Left everything covered.
What I'm hoping for is
meet you, Morgan. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm actually just going to get ready to take off. It's been a long day, so I'm going to go get a shower and get ready to go to bed. So y'all take care and have a good evening.
Morgan, good to see you.
Take care. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Yes.
Now, do we have
I got that
Well,
bottling
I figure
thing.
I'm going to have 2,000 pounds next year, so I'll do something like Dan just said. I'll run 5 or 6 buckets, 5 buckets at a time over a month period, and just keep it primed.
Yeah, it goes quick, and there's the hose. There's nothing going to get in the pump if your honey's not crystallizing and rocking up on you. I don't see anything wrong with leaving the hoses charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I got a 25-gallon bottling tank, so I keep that thing full. And
I really like about it when I set the weight of that bottle, I won't be giving any free honey away.
You're right.
That's the reason I got it, is figuring that by actually getting the exact amount, you're not giving free honey away. So all that extra honey, I end up paying for it.
Yeah, for me, I'll bottle, and sometimes I'm normally about 0.2 of an ounce over.
But it all adds up.
I know it does.
Yeah. That darn thing.
Honey, the season's over.
That machine, when I was watching them use it, I knew that thing would sell out. So when I got to the conference, what helped me out with having a booth, I walked over to John before it even opened up, and I said, I want one of those. I'll pick it up sometime while I'm here. And a couple guys were standing there, and they were like, wow, we don't even have to give you the spiel on how it works and that. I said, I know how it works. I just want one before they sell. So
yeah, he sold out of them too.
He did too.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you told me about it. I went and got one right away.
Yeah, that thing is, even
what, $700? I think for that thing, $750.
$649.
Yeah, they had it $649 there, but regularly they're $749. So
Yeah.
You look at Man Lake, they're $14.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask
I think
Bobby.
they're-
Knows all about it.
Oh, geez, that's a sore subject there.
Yeah.
I think what he paid 1,700 for his.
Oh, did he really? Ouch.
Yeah.
Man.
That's crazy. They're 800 now? What?
Yeah, that 650,
$7.99.
650 was that was just the knobby price. Regular price is 800.
John, he raised the price then.
But they're probably the super hot seller, man.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they originally were 800, but he dropped the price down for knobby.
No, I thought they were 749.
Oh,
Where do you
That was
think?
$7.99, $800.
The extracting, processing. Where is it? Trying to find it on his website.
Be bottling.
Let me just type in speed fill. There it is, speed fill. Yeah, he raised the price, $7.99. That
wow.
bugger.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
That
get
makes
mine.
our deal even better.
I didn't get
Wow.
mine through him. I
Now
didn't
you, now you even feel even better, Brian.
get it.
Yeah. I should tell him I want like commission.
They're
I'm
going
just
to be
waiting
a
for him
real
to come
hot
out with the
button.
automatic uncapper.
Yeah, no, that darn thing, that'll really help out though.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was the name of the?
Phil, is that you talk about the thing where you jam it in between the two rollers?
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's a what you call it farm.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's not that. It's the one with the heated knives. That
Yeah,
the gear-driven one.
The license, that automatic one, with the
Yeah.
uncapping table.
Yeah, supposedly John's coming
via
out with a version.
Honeybees, Tom.
Simple Harmony.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you're thinking about Simple Harmony, but the one that was at the show that was $6,600. Via Honeybees bought that out in, I'm gonna say Minnesota. He
Yeah,
was
it was
on.
supposed-
He was on that chat last night. His name is Tom. Him and his wife are running around 100 bee operation, 100 hives, and
Yeah,
they're doing a
supposedly
lot of
John
mostly-
Hill coming out with a one like Lyson has on capper. Rumor has it.
Wow.
Well, I would say that his stand was probably the most busiest at the show this year.
He was.
Yeah, even the storage in the back.
I'm getting at it. There's a lot of folks kind of hovering around his area quite a bit. What, Mike, you mean about the guy? His called VIA Honeybees. Tom, SOSTMAN. I don't know how you pronounce that last name. But they're doing honey and selling bees and stuff like that. Very interesting guy. Him and his wife. But anyway.
Everybody done rendering all their wax for the year? I usually save that job for February.
Rendering?
I never even touched mine yet.
Me neither.
All mine is.
Mine are all block. Mine are
camera.
all rendered, but or put in block form, except for I missed one. I don't know, chunk about yay big that I haven't put to the hot thing, and
How do you do it? You got a machine, or you boil it?
Well,
down?
I mean, when it comes to capping wax, I'll take it out to the solar wax melter, then run it through a paper towel, put that, it makes all kinds of blocks.
Yeah.
And then I take that, and I got that pot that you buy from Man Lake. That's an electric skillet or pot, I guess you'd call it. That's got a spout built on the end of it or the side of it. And then I put it in there, and then I run it through like cheesecloth or something of that nature. And what I found is I refuse to buy 1 or 2 pound forms that are like $35 a piece.
Nope.
I absolutely refuse to buy them. So I go to my local grocery store. I buy it's a 4x8 bread loaf pan that's got the what's that smooth stuff on it?
Non-stick.
Non-stick.
Yeah.
Silicone.
And I have figured out if I can get one to give you an actual size, but measure from the top lip down. I think it's 1 inch, and I put a little pencil mark there. You fill it to that pencil mark, and I'm within a few ounces of a pound of wax.
I do the exact same thing. I went
And
to
then
Walmart and
let it cool overnight. Turn it over and go plop, and it just falls out and looks perfect.
That's right.
Now I might have some particulates in it a little bit, but I'm there it is.
Brian doing.
I don't have to worry about that. Now, Doug from up in Canada, he come up. You know how I used to have the Mr. Coffee pot? With the glass coffee, where the coffee is in the glass. He cuts that top, the thing where the water comes down the top and drips into the pot. He takes a bandsaw and cuts that off. And then he puts the wax in that coffee mug, and he has the heater on it, and the heater's set, it seems to be at the right temperature. He was showing this. And
I saw him doing that.
He took and he was on one of the chats one night showing us that, and he'll pour that into a mold or something, and that stuff is clean as a whistle.
Nice.
And then I said, well, what about all the granules of wax or propolis or whatever? It's kind of sediment, as I call it. He said, well, when you get down to that point, he takes chicken egg cartons and pours that. See, how is it? I think he puts stuff like sawdust. I think it's like sawdust and wood particles. Pours that and mixes it with wood particles and the wax, and then he cuts them up. And each little area that is where the egg was is a fire starter.
Oh, no kidding. So he uses his slum gum.
Yeah. Well, no, with the slum gum up there in Canada, there's a lot of bear hunters up there, and they use that for bear bait because the bears will smell that honey in that slum gum, and he sells that by the 5-gallon buckets for a few bucks.
That's ingenuity right there.
Oh, he's got it down now. Now you're talking about creamed honey. He does. Let's see, what was it? He did 8 55-gallon drums of creamed honey within. I think he was doing a drum or 2 drums per month.
Hey, we got Mr. Creamer down below at Brian.
Yeah, he's the local American expert creamed honey guy.
He's the cream king.
Brian,
my
did you hear
hero,
me
though.
before? I got an
No,
idea.
I just got on. I haven't heard any of the talk earlier.
On an auction site, I bought for $50 a 9.5 quart 10-speed mixer with a 660 watt heater in it. That should do the job.
And Brian, you bought what? 2 more creaming tanks?
No, just 1 more bottling tank. So I have my creamer right here.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that for creaming honey. And then I bought just another 18-gallon bottling tank just for
I thought you
liquid
bought
honey.
2 more of them because you had extra room.
No,
Well,
just the one.
He had 2,
Yeah.
but Lee sold one of them.
Yeah. But I finally got my jars from Man Lake the other day. They came in the mail.
How did were they broken or anything?
No, they were great. Not a single jar
You
was
made out on that.
I
For the
was- I was
backstory on
impressed.
that, everybody, he was supposed to pick it up at Nobby, but they didn't have them or couldn't find them or something.
Yeah, so I had 50 cases of jars ordered from Man Lake, and they didn't have them at the conference, so they sent them to me for free shipping, which meant I had some extra space in my truck. So I filled it up with a bottling tank.
And your neighbor or the folks from Kentucky.
Oh no, they're from Colorado. They bought the Maxent Mini, the capping spinner, the small one, and then
I like that. That was nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how theirs works. So I'm gonna let them
Yeah.
test it out and maybe kind of bring my cappings over there.
Well,
But
now,
they also they got the thorn. They got a couple of things. They got the thorn wax melter, as well as the Hilco creaming machine, because they were making creamed honey with like a KitchenAid. So I've been trying to talk them into upgrading for a while. So they finally have.
mm,
So yeah, they bought a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to start with that 9.5 quart one and see how it goes.
Yeah, Charlie. I don't know if you guys know. I jumped in on Charlie's. Is that your club meeting last night, Charlie? Was
Well,
that what
that's
that
one of
was?
my clubs. Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
founder of that. It's the Greater Baltimore Beekeepers Association. We're
That
kind
was
of
interesting for me, Charlie, because I don't have a state apiary inspector. We've got no system in Colorado like that at all. So hearing,
Really?
yeah, we
Wow.
had ours. I think the state put it on the beekeepers, I don't know, in the 80s or 90s that said you fund it, and the beekeepers said no thanks. So there hasn't been a program for a while. But the meeting had the state apiary inspector talking about all the services they provide for the state of Maryland, and the biosecurity at the ports I found particularly interesting. I thought that was really cool, as well as the dogs sniffing, like the dogs that were sniffing for AFB. I thought that was really cool as well. So I don't
yeah.
have any experience
She's
with that
been
kind
here
of
with
stuff.
my hives and had
Wow.
used the dogs and and that kind of stuff. And we have a few commercial guys that ship bees to California for the almonds, and she'll do. I forget what was it, Brian? She said 100 hives in 20 minutes.
Yeah, the dogs will just go right up the line. They'll sniff and just keep right on going unless they have something that's going to stop them. What was funny though was like I found all that stuff interesting, and all of the people in the meeting wanted to talk about that law that was being proposed about, what was it, like you get fined if you don't register your hives or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
it's
everyone was
well,
everyone
that's
was
something that just popped up on the radar, and what it amounts to in the state of Maryland, by law, you're supposed to register your hives with the state so they know where they're located, whether you have multiple apiaries or just one apiary.
right.
That way, if there's AFB outbreak, they know that they have so many apiaries within a so many mile area to go and inspect. And then the other thing is, and this has been on the books for years, is that you have to have removable frames for the inspector to be able to pull them out. You can't have a
Yep.
skep,
Yeah.
And so now they've tried to do this on several occasions, is to put the law in effect that if you don't register your hives, if she finds you not registered, okay, sign this thing out and you're fine. But now if you want to give her grief, then it's like, okay, well, it's $25 this month. Next month, if you don't do it, it's $50, and the next month that it's $60, and that kind of stuff. And it's the same. It's $50 for the movable frames. The only problem I had with that is she doesn't, funding for her area of the Maryland Agriculture Department, she doesn't get that fine money as money for her to use to pay other inspectors and stuff. Now, something that I seen that program of her, or the PowerPoint presentation before. Something that she made statement of that I didn't know is the program that I participated, which was the National Honeybee Survey, where they take samples and then you get a free printout of what type of virus load you have, mite load, and like if your bees have K-wing, and it's about 4 to 5 pages long, which is free, and I participated in it back in 22. She gets like $12,000 for her area of the government, to where she can pay other beekeepers in the state of Maryland, because there's Maryland's relatively big state.
Right.
And each inspector has so many counties. There's 23 counties in the state, and they each get a certain amount of counties. There's the ones that are, let's say, out in the mountain areas, ones on the eastern shore next to the Atlantic Ocean, and then there's central Maryland, and there's southern Maryland. She has different people that inspect. It's a contract summer job, and they go around and inspect hives. Or most of the time, it's like, hey, I have a problem. Will you please come out and help me? I've had her come out when I first started. I thought I had AFB, but actually I had a European foul brood. And
they got pretty cool test kits for them out now. If you're not sure, then the Vita test kits.
Right, but and then she, it's a lot of education type thing.
So who funds that program? Who funds the apiary the apiary inspectors of your state?
She gets money that way. All the bee clubs in the state, it's up to them to donate. In our club, like I have, not the club that you were with, which is a brand new club, but the club that I'm president of, Susquehanna Beekeepers, we donate to her fund through how many people are beekeepers members in our club. Okay. And for every person, we might say we're going to give $5 for every person in the club. Or it used to be a family donation and a single person donation. We gotten rid of the family membership, so where it's just a single per head, and we donate that. She's also our. We hire her. She's a member of my club, and she also teaches our short course at the college for us. And then she gets paid for that, which is not part of the state. It's just that's her private thing that she does, and that kind of stuff. But
so are the dogs hers? Is like she how does that?
Yeah, the dogs are hers, but they're trained by the state of Maryland. The state police trained them. Right. One of the dogs, I think Tuca, was a drug dog, and she was talking about where they used her or him or her in the prisons where that dog can smell out every alkaline battery, like as in, i.e., a cell phone. They would designed to sniff for cell phones in a prison mode.
That's awesome.
And stuff like that. Well, they were going to retire that dog, so then she gets it trained free because she's part of the state of Maryland through the Maryland State Police. And they train it with American foul brood, like something that can't be continued, the cells are dead, but the smell is there. And she trains it. They go through the classes with the police guys and with their dogs. And then she does training all the time with those dogs and everything. And then I think what it was, if they smell American foul brood, then they get to play with a dog toy, like a fetch type thing, where if they don't smell nothing, they don't get to play, or they don't detect anything. They don't get to play. I think it's not a food reward or anything of that nature.
Interesting.
And all that. But I think we're the only ones that have dogs in the country.
I don't think Ohio does.
We got one girl.
And then another thing is that she was on Walt Disney, where they have the children's show about working animals and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Certain animals do certain things for people, that are trained to do things.
Oh, yeah. Support animals.
She was on that as the bee dog. Walt Disney came out and filmed her and everything. And put her on that.
Ohio is kind of a joke. We have an inspector. If we sell queens or bees, we're supposed to register, and it's $5 per apiary, so it costs me $10 a year. And we don't even have an inspector for our county, and we have more beekeepers in our county than any county in Ohio, which is kind of weird. And then this past year, he came out. It's like his 5th year in a row coming out. He just came and talked to me and goes, "Oh, you got a nice setup here again. You moved your hives." And he goes, "Oh, that's good." And he wrote it right out. He didn't even check any of my hives.
Yeah.
What about your American foul brood? Have you had any outbreaks in your state?
Not that I know of.
Who'd we lose?
Brian, do you know that?
Mike
You
dropped
know of
off.
any?
Big Mike.
I haven't heard of any. Yeah, I gotta hop off too. So
Okay.
it's good chatting.
Well,
with
I'm
you.
glad that you came on, Brian. I think this is
Yeah.
what, maybe the second time you've ever came on. the
See?
show.
So today was my mom's birthday, so we went out to dinner, and I got home and I'm like, I'm gonna go up there and sit and put stickers on some of these things. So there you go. Here I am.
Okay.
But
Glad to keep you company.
gentlemen, I'll take care. Good chatting.
Yeah.
Take it easy,
Yeah,
Brian.
Brian.
See you, Brian.
Yeah.
And I saw Ricky's comment in there too. So Ricky, you watch out, buddy.
Yeah, I saw it too.
I don't know. What was really neat was the fact that Ian stopped by.
Yeah.
That's kind of a first for me as far as him coming actually on my chat. I'm usually on somebody else's chat that he pops in or something like that. Or it's
You
a
must have heard me talk about him and Brad and James.
There's a few VIP room situations where he's popped in and all that. But
New Jersey's tough with I shouldn't say tough with the inspector. She's Megan McConnell's her name, and she's got her hands full because she's got so much on her plate. All the beekeepers in Jersey, everybody calls in the spring. We need inspections so you can sell nukes and queens, and people don't hear from her until the middle of summer. You know what I mean? And it's like they're like, "Well, what the hell are we supposed to do? We're trying to sell our nukes." She's so overwhelmed, and I think the Department of Ag pays her.
Hey, Dan, one time he came the first week of March. Well, it's still winter time. It was like 30 degrees out. It's like, what are you doing showing up in winter time? It's like kind of like he goes, well, that's the only week I had available to come down to your area the whole summer.
You need to be inspected in order to sell your queens and nukes too.
Yeah, in Ohio. But
I can
like
sell
I said,
nukes queens in state with no inspection. If
I have no
sell-
inspector in the county, so somebody has to come from another county to inspect Hamilton County. And
That's crazy. And
it's
Brian, you don't have
hard.
nobody out there. You don't need none of those laws. Nothing.
No.
Nobody looks for because that's what our state apiary inspector's job is to inspect us beekeepers for American
Yeah.
foul brood.
They're looking for sick bees.
Yeah, they're looking for American foul brood.
And we don't even have a state inspector.
You know, if I suspect that I have AFB, I would have to confirm it with her, and then she would issue the burn permit.
See, I don't even have a somebody to call. I mean, he come. It's been a couple different people, but I don't have an inspector for our county. I just have to call Ohio State and say, "Hey, I think I got something."
Yeah, we don't.
Now,
We don't have a state
Tracy,
inspector.
Tracy down there in Tennessee. I went down there back in 2019 to a local honey show down there, and man, they're tough on. You can't sell a box to another beekeeper, your neighboring beekeeper, without getting inspected and all and everything. And they must. Now, what was Ricky? What are we talking about me here? About something about me and something another. Where's it at? Where is it at? There we
Observation eye?
No, there can only be one Charlie biggest failures.
Yeah, look at Brian's name underneath them.
Brian's name?
Yeah, you got to take Ricky's thing off.
Okay. Then what?
Oh, Brian Charlie, biggest fan.
I don't get it. Good night, Brian.
No, underneath
Brian's picture.
Underneath Brian on his video.
What? Oh, you mean
right below you?
There's
Not
Carl.
now.
Oh, I get Brian. Charlie's biggest fan.
That's right. Dan, you said you're from New Jersey?
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
I'm in Ocean County, Forked River.
Yeah, my wife grew up in Tom's River.
Tom's River, right next door.
Yeah, I'm
Right
sorry.
next door. Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on.
And you're all the way out in. You're way out in.
Graduated from Rutgers and left New Jersey as soon as we could.
Good for you. That's my my goal in the next couple of years, and getting the hell out of the armpit of the United States here. You know.
Yeah, there are parts that are nice, but I was ready to live in a much less populated part of the country.
I'm looking Virginia. I'm looking to retire. I've been born and raised in Tom's River. You know, right here. Born and raised in Bayville. I was born in community in Tom's River, but it's not the New Jersey I grew up in. It's if there's a tree, they want to knock it down. It's just not. It's not what I want to be. I want woods and I want forests. You know.
It's kind of funny where I live. I'm 15 minutes from downtown Cincinnati, but I have horses below me and I have cows on the other next ridge over me.
Yeah. I want to be able to, like they say, stand on my front porch and pee without my neighbors seeing me.
So,
you know?
and I live on 3 acres. Everybody else is on 5 acres. So we're
That's
all
great.
spread out.
I'm on 100 by 100.
Gotcha.
Neighbors on all sides.
Shoot, my one stand is 40 feet long.
Hey, I got hives all over the place, including my
Yeah.
backyard right here, and probably 5 years before my neighbors even knew I had bees. You know.
Wow.
But looking to get out of here. Virginia is where I want to head. I want to get into the mountains.
Now, Bruce Brown is in the comments. I need to talk to you. Yeah.
Lisa and I were texting before, and it sounds like we were both at the University of Cincinnati at the same time. We might have crossed paths. Who knows? I was in the engineering college most of the time.
Yeah. How's Carl doing?
I'm doing good. I have no complaints. Just a
I'm not
wonderful
listening.
Friday night that you have to work on Saturday, so it's just like a work night.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I'll be done by noon, hopefully. So maybe get some time in the afternoon to do some kind of work with my equipment and stuff and move forward. It's always a battle getting ahead of what you need to have, you know? So.
Okay.
Brian, you all settled in? You happy to be back home?
Yeah, definitely happy to be back home. I'm not all settled in though. I came home to a mess of a house that needs more organizing because I just bought a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be organized into it, and then stacks of paperwork to come back to. So I'm slowly catching up on that kind of stuff, but I'm getting there. I'm trying to not get overwhelmed by how much I see in front of me because I have the winter to kind of get ready for the season, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been planning for the season, getting my calendar ready, trying to get my books all squared away. And then I'm trying to organize my house, try to set up a system that's more efficient so I'm not clunking through the season. Yeah, so that's kind of my goals for the next couple of weeks. Yesterday I had like 4 different bee meetings. I met with a guy in the morning, then I went to Charlie's meeting, and then I went to the horizontal hives one, which was a great chat as well. And then there's another club here in Colorado that had Cayman Reynolds speaking. I almost jumped into that one, but I'm in that time where I'm doing a lot of research, writing some project proposals, that kind of stuff. Yeah, just getting ready for the year. Don't have much honey left. Got a little bit left, but not much. I got stuff I haven't, like I've got my Hilco bottler. I came on when you guys were talking about the bottler. Man, I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. I haven't even gotten that far. Like,
Nope,
some
I
of the
haven't even
stuff
taken
I've
mine
bought-
out of the box yet either.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff where I'm slowly going through everything and getting organized. But yeah, I'm getting there. It was a long 2 weeks, but I'm glad to be back home for sure. Oh, so fun.
Already-
The best part was the road trips, going, stop by Mark Miller's place, stopping by Lee's. I wish I could have stopped by Phillips on the way out, but the weather was just crazy in Texas driving back. It was just terrible traffic.
So, how did you have to pull off, and get a place that night with all that ice?
Yeah, so we hit ice, like black ice in East Texas from Louisiana towards Dallas. We're trying to make it to Philip's house that night. We didn't get there. We stayed about 2 hours east of Dallas and then got up Monday morning super early, drove through Dallas, and it was still pretty icy. Went straight through Dallas, and about 20 minutes outside of Dallas, the skies cleared up, and we had blue skies from there on out till pretty much we got back in Colorado. It got a little sketchy again towards the end. So we had a couple of times where we had to stop because of accidents and wait. But yeah, we made it back okay. It was a nice drive back.
Yeah. Tuesday night they got forecasted for us freezing rain. And that's the worst.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
especially when you're not used to driving like in Texas, in Dallas, Monday morning.
Yeah.
I'm in the center lane doing like 50. This big truck flies by me in the fast lane doing 65. 5 minutes later, it spun out. It had crashed into the median. The guy's just sitting there looking like, what the hell happened? But
Yeah.
people,
That black ice you can't drive on.
yeah, and
The
that's
problem
the
is if we-
scariest thing. In situations like that, it's not necessarily the roads that are scary. It's the other people on the roads that are going to usually mess you up.
If we get freezing rain, though, that pulls down the utility lines and it pulls down the branches to pull down the utility lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sticks
I
on
don't know.
everything.
We drove back Sunday morning from Nobby, and we were fine. We got into West Virginia mountains and we got some gas, and it was like a little snow squall. And then we drove up the interstate a couple more miles, went out of it. And then we got into, when we crossed over from West Virginia into Maryland, right in Garrett County, which is the last county out in the mountains, we stopped and seen Icy Mountain Honey that's on here, which is her name's Sandy and her husband. And it wasn't snowing or anything, we drive on in towards the town there, and we stopped and said hi and exchanged honey, and I guess it's been a half an hour roll by, and then we get out there, and the road, the state road, is covered about an inch or so, and it's like, oh man, we got to get back to the interstate. We drove on, and it was, luckily I didn't have to spin or anything like that, and got back on the interstate. And 68, which was the interstate, it was like one path, and there was like a car, a tractor and trailer, and then the road clearing truck was up front there with the plow, and they were hitting it with salt and cinders and stuff. And so we just, like you say, you just ease along and follow the train. And then there was always those goofballs, going to pass on the left and all this stuff. I said, the road is not clear there. And we finally,
I'm usually the goofball.
Yeah, we finally got to the point where we, as we call it, the snow belt, got past this one town, and the snow kind of sort of ended, and the roads were clearer. And I had a room already booked, so we stayed there until the next day. Yeah. So we hit some snow, but not so bad. That's the only good thing about down where Hive Life was. You're down more south, and you don't have quite the snow problem. But
where do you think they're going to have it next year?
Same place.
Yeah.
It's got the total logistics of the place, the airport being a major hub airport. You've got plenty of rooms to stay. The place is big enough to actually probably double in size without any problem.
It could handle three Nobbies.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it could.
I wonder.
Damon already said they're going to have it at the same place.
And I'm sure it's probably one of them situations where they booked so many years in advance.
Yeah, I heard he signed a 5-year contract.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
at all.
That's what the guy told me when I entered in my truck into the gate. I asked him when I was going out in the afternoon. coming back in. I said, how many years do they usually rent these things out? And he goes, the minimum's 5 years.
Yeah. I don't know. Now,
There got to be a big commitment for Fort Cayman when he did that.
all right, he's already, he's saying this, they're saying for next year for sure, maybe
But
26.
it might be different for winter rates.
And that's what I saw Cayman say as well. What Alhambra said is that's definitely there next year, and the following is up in the air. That's what Cayman said directly.
He probably had to sign at least a 2-year to get it, and I could see that starting up in a whole new show this year. It was probably very hard to get a longer commitment too. They probably wanted more, but for him to foot that bill or take that risk, I'd have to say it'd be a pretty damn scary thing on his half to.
It's a hell of a commitment.
You're starting a whole new expo this year, and they probably made him do 2 years minimum, and they probably wanted 5, but he probably had to jump through hoops just to get the 2 year. But I wouldn't blame him.
You're probably right. And they didn't know anything about beekeeping expos on their side.
People brawling in the parking lot, beekeepers. Beer bottles everywhere.
Well, guys, I got to jump off. I got to go check the heaters on the well. We're supposed to get to like minus 19 wind chill tonight. So,
Phil, do you have one of them wells where it's outside in a little shack or something?
Yep. Yeah. Little well house.
Why do you guys do that? I see that when I go down in the deep south and get bees, that their well pump is outside and it's either exposed to the weather or it's in an outhouse. And I'm like,
mine's in a little block building. I don't know if everybody does it around here.
Charlie, that was the potato house. That was always the potato house.
Well, around here, you put the well and the pump. Well, you run all that stuff. Either the pump is down in the well most of the time.
Yeah, somebody will touch the wires.
And then you run everything inside the house. Everything's underground.
No, my well house is probably about 200 feet.
The
house.
Your tank is out there.
Yeah, everything's out there.
Yeah, well, see, the tank is in here. It's always in our houses where it's warm.
And you got a heater out in that little shack?
Yep.
I would say you'd have
You're up in Michigan, way up north. I would think that would not be a way that you guys would do that.
No, that's how everybody does it here. So I don't know.
Steve Amos, our frost depth is 6 inches. Yeah,
our
frost depth around here is you got to be 4 feet in the ground. I think it is.
There you go, Phil. There's an opportunity for you. You can convert wells.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's something with the laws and all the weird crap up here.
Yeah, you do have a lot up there.
My place still has the old outhouse out back, so.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll catch all you guys later.
All right. See you,
Phil.
Good talking, Phil.
So, Brian, how are you uncapping now? You have uncapping tank?
Yeah, I have the Lyson 1,000 centimeter. I guess it's 1,000 millimeter.
Yeah, tank. Now, can you drop an automatic uncapping machine on top of that?
Probably could. I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm interested in doing that yet. I still like that electric plane that I use.
I like that too.
Yeah, I haven't gotten tired of that yet to want to look for something more efficient. We'll see how this season goes.
Uncapping tank about like what Bob had? That long
in size? Yeah, I think so. Yep.
I think you can put that automatic machine on there.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say something about it. Bob said he sold that one at the first.
I heard.
Yeah. I didn't get enough chance to talk to him about it.
Some guy named Ted. Ted he bought it.
Well, that's good.
He was looking to move that in the last week or so. He started pushing it.
And I think doesn't Lee have the same model? It's that steam uncapper that
Yeah,
slides
slides.
horizontally. Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem of it is if you're successful enough to get your bees to draw that wax out. And I've been trying for the last year or two, putting 9 frame in, and one of them had, I mean, it was like that far out past the wood on this one frame. And I'm like,
Right.
why can't you do that on every one? It was, and that frame was heavy,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
why they say you're going to get more weight out of a 9 frame than a 10.
You do, but I always have where you have 2 frames like that, and there's a darn burr comb going across. And then I'm wondering whether or not it's one of them situations where beekeepers who do 9 frames don't say anything about that. That say, well, that's sometimes
happens.
it's normal.
I don't have that issue, Charlie. I mean, most of my frames are wide enough to be outside the wood that I can just take my electric knife and go right down it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't have burr comb in between either. I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
I run 9 frames and everything.
Yeah, I had some problem with the burr comb and that. Not too bad, but some, So, but I'm still building out my frames too. A lot of my frames still.
Yeah.
So,
Brian, how many colonies you running now?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I run about 50. Yeah.
That's enough.
But I'm also, as I'm extracting honey, I have enough that aren't going to be drawn. Like, even if I'm trying to draw them out beyond the wood, I have enough that aren't, that I'm going to be using something in my hand to clean up a good quantity of frames anyway. So my logic is it's not much more to just keep that work in my hand already. You can carve with that tool pretty well and get it precisely the wax off that you want pretty well. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a bottleneck for me yet.
Yeah. Do you use your plane the length of the frame or across the frame?
No, I hold them. Yeah, I hold them like this, and I'll run them straight down. And I know you do it this way, right?
Now I hold them straight up like that. And I go across.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hold them like this and just go straight down.
Yeah. Well,
and then I'll have 2 side by side, and then flip them, and then do the other side.
Right.
And then
what I found is that if you have wax that's kind of got a divot in it or whatever,
yeah.
that plane, you can make it curve with the face of that wax.
Yep.
And you're slicing off a piece of wax about the thinnest, I'll say a paper towel. And you don't have to do too much with a capping scratcher. Very rarely.
Yeah. You can work it like a knife pretty much, right?
Yeah.
You can carve it however you want.
Yeah, you can follow the curvature and all. It works well.
Yeah.
I fork everything. I gotta change that up. It takes me forever, frame by frame. Sitting out there. But
yeah, another thing with the uncapping plane is it takes the wax off in a nice solid strip, as opposed to the fork or even the chains that are just going to mangle all the wax. Yeah. And for me, it just doesn't clog my straining system anywhere near as it used to when I was using some sort of system like that.
I fork and pull. I don't scratch.
There you go.
I fork under and lift off, and then
I would say 80% of my frames are usually built out far enough that I just run my knife from wood to wood straight down.
Yeah.
And have a pretty clean cut. Yeah. And not too many cappings or wax cappings building up.
Well, with Nancy's question here, my stuff is it's 9 frame comb used for several years, I guess. Trying to get them to draw it out.
Mine's getting that way, yeah. I don't scrape that stuff.
I'm trying to get them, where it's even with the ears or the shoulders, I'm trying to get it to go out. And I have a hard time getting them to do that.
Now, if you have the time for this management practice, Charlie, I would maybe suggest starting with 10 in the box. Then once they start putting nectar in those, maybe pull one out and then stretch them out a little bit from there.
I've
Get
got
them started with 10.
I got the spacer.
I always start with 10 if they're not combed.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I do that too. But I thought about, well, maybe, you get them orange plastic spacers, to space your frames out for you. I was wondering, well, maybe I need to be just a little bit closer so they'll draw it out that much and then you keep working it out. But it doesn't seem to give me, it doesn't seem to help.
I guess that's
I
one
tried that,
advantage of
Brian. I
forking.
tried the 10 frames this past.
Spacer I use.
I guess that's one advantage of forking, because as I fork and lift, I'm not tearing off the whole.
You don't
Too much.
use a hot knife?
Nope. I fork and lift every frame.
Man, have you ever tried a hot knife?
Yeah. I mean, I have a big fillet knife, a super sharp fillet
No.
knife.
I'm talking about a corded hot
Nope.
Heated
knife.
knife.
No,
Heated
everything
knife.
manual.
You'll
Everything.
never.
Nope.
I don't use. I tried the knife and it'll work, I'm sure, very nicely. I like this plane. This plane, to me, I can guide it better. Maybe it's just because I got used to it. But I'm like Brian said, and I told him again this year down here at Pierce, will you please make one of these with a regulator on it?
Me too. I told him the same thing.
We're working on it. I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess Max Ant's got a patent on it for sure.
What's
And
the
it's
matter
like,
with
well,
it? Does it
can't
get
you
too
come up
hot?
with your own idea of maybe making it a little bit lighter, or something that was not as heavy, as far as the heating element on that thing.
Yeah, Charlie, I looked at one of those planers last year, but I haven't bought one yet.
Yeah.
What do they cost?
Good night, southeastern Colorado. Hives.
What's the price on one of them?
What's the price?
Yeah.
It's a couple $100 now.
Yeah, you could probably get them cheaper than that on Amazon, but if you're looking at Man Lake, it'll probably be around the $200 range.
Yeah, or Max Ant.
Yeah.
I happened to buy a guy out that happened to have two different hot knives, one regularly regulated, one unregulated, and then this plain. And he said, I really like that plain. And I started using it. And I like it to where I can, like I say, the wax comes off in sheets, no thicker than about a piece of paper, hand towel paper.
Well, that would work for me, because then I wouldn't be killing my frames, because they're already wide,
Oh, if you got real thick, wide frames like that, shoot, you can go shoom, and it's done. The main thing of it is getting that knife. Don't get it too hot, but if you keep uncapping, it keeps it cool through the honey. But I always have to cycle it on and off.
Charlie,
Dan, do you see Blaine's comment, the Texas beekeeper? You can get those planers for like $45 on AliExpress.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. I have to look into it. I'm up for trying something new all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, the plane. I don't know. I mean, I go across. Brian goes the length of the. If you got a real fat comb like that, you could go down through the length, and it just peels it off like just so thin, and it like you say, you don't have all those particulates.
Yeah.
When you're going through your screen, you're still going to choke your screen up, but.
Yeah,
Tracy,
Charlie,
I still have to give you a call. I haven't forgotten. I'll give you a call this weekend sometime.
the 110 volt on Max is $200. 220 volt is $225.
For 110 is all you need.
Carl, what do you use?
I have a Max chain on capper, but when I'm only doing a handful, if I'm like doing it night in, night out, I might just hand on cap, just like Dan says. I actually have a knife. I never even plugged it in. I got it in something that I bought, and I probably should try it and see how I like it for those occasions, Yeah. But I've seen the planer, like you guys are saying, and I find it very interesting. It seems like they work really well. So
they do, well, I never did, but there is a capability of adjusting the depth of that knife. And then the way it is I don't know, like here, it's the motion of your wrist that makes the knife go dig in deeper and then shallower.
Yep.
And
so it's a technique thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it just, you kind of drag it across. There's a cup, and that cup kind of rubs the top of the wax, and which is like a guide, and you could just raise that lever up just ever so little bit, and it'll just cut a certain depth, and that's it. You know.
I'm gonna look into one. I'm gonna look into one. I'm ready to try.
Now,
something.
Tom, he's an electrician guy. How about making me a rheostat for mine? I bet you can do that. I bet you know a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I could do that. Wire it in. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about wiring. You could plug, put the rheostat. I guess what do you have? A plug to go into the wall, and then you plug this into the rheostat. Is that how that would work?
Yeah, they make low temperature ones right now. I don't know about that temperature.
I don't know what the temperature is. It's got to be 100 and some degrees, I guess.
Yeah,
So-
140.
So the thing runs wide open all the time, and you kind of just
Yeah.
gotta go with it.
Yeah, you got to get it to where you'll notice it when it's not hot enough. It wants to pull the wax. It doesn't want to cut it.
It
And when
like
gets
rips
up-
it instead of
Yeah,
cutting
yeah,
like,
it rips it
like
instead of-
butter. Yeah.
And then when it
That's-
gets it right to the right temperature, you just go right across there, and I'm
Not-
pulling it across and I'm dumping. I'm pulling it across and I'm dumping. And it's just like sheets of wax that, whatever the width of the cutter is and that long. And all.
Does it ever cool down, Charlie, or does it keep temperature once it gets hot?
No, it never really, because you got to watch it. If you set it down like on a piece of like a
It's
hot
too hot.
plate, it'll
Yeah.
sit there and start smoking on you. And
Yeah.
then it caramelizes that honey, and then it doesn't want to work right because it's gummed up. So that's where you have to cool it down and clean that knife off. At least that's what I found. But if you watch it, there's a switch in the inline switch, you can turn it on and off, and you can cut with the electric off, and then it'll start to get a little bit grabby, and then you turn the electric back on and go again. But if you're constantly cutting, you don't have to worry about it too much. So.
And that's typically what I do because it'll overheat. So I'll do 2 frames. I'll do the front of 2 of them, flip it over, do the back of 2 of them, and then I'll turn it off. I'll turn off my plane. As I'm switching those frames out and putting new ones on, then I'll use it when it's off for the first half of those because it's still hot enough.
Yeah.
And then usually by that point, I'm going to want to turn it back on and then flip them. And that's been the hardest part, is just timing that, turning it off and
Right.
turning it back on
That's-
so it
that's-
doesn't get too hot.
That's exactly kind of the same principle I do.
Yeah, but you get a rhythm and you figure it out and you dial it in. But that's
Yeah.
the biggest drawback I have of those. That's why Charlie and I are bugging Piers. Put in a little temperature dial. So because they have their uncapping knife is exactly like that. It's just the long uncapping knife. We just want that with a plane. And
So
a little
another
dial.
company hasn't come out with one that has an adjustable setting on it.
Not that I know of.
It's just a rheostat is what it is. It's like a dimmer switch on a light.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I'll
Pretty much
have
what it
one.
is.
I'll make one that can adapt to it and just snap it on and plug in the wires.
All right.
I'll
How's
buy
that
it.
sound?
I'll buy. I'll
Yeah.
pay.
Hey, may I have a market there?
There you go.
Market of 2.
Put a PI.
Oh, I'm sure there's more.
Put a
Yeah.
PID
Now,
in
but
line.
Dan, I mean, if you get a regular uncapping knife, a heated uncapping knife, which is corded, always get the one from Pierce that has the rheostat. It might cost you an extra $50 for it, but it's well worth it.
I might play around with this plane thing you're talking about.
I really
Sounds-
like the
sounds
plane. The
fun.
plane, you're shaving off paper towel thin sheets of wax.
That's basically what I want to do. I want to save my width, if you will.
And I go, like I say, Brian, there we go. Brian goes down this way with it. I go across, and I might go across 4 times, maybe 5 times, but I go across, and then there's this cup, and it fills that thing. It curls that wax up in that cup, and I just flip it over and dump it into my uncapping tank. And then like if this area here is real thin and the other part's fat, and you got that like a little bit of a hill to go up, when you go across, you can follow the curvature of the wax.
You can kind of drive it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You follow. You don't have to cut the big thick part
Yeah.
down or anything. You just follow the curvature.
Right.
It still stays the same. The bees won't draw it out for some reason on that thin stuff, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
works. You
I
know,
got
and
you.
I like it that way.
I got you.
You
You
know, I
guys,
just,
you guys store your supers dry or wet?
Dry.
I let the bees go out there and lick them clean,
Yeah, dry.
dry.
Everything. I store everything wet.
I put everything in mine in freezers too.
Yeah, me too. Everybody takes a run through the freezer. I do.
Oh,
I
mine.
got a freezer
Hey,
in the garage. I run 5 boxes at a time.
I had a chance to buy some
I
used
never put
freezers.
mine in the freezer.
I just put them in the freezer and they stay in the freezer all winter.
Yeah.
But I just happen to have enough. I have been running out of freezer storage, but I take mine when I get uncapped, take them out here. I put them up on their edge on a pallet in the yard. The boxes are probably at least 100 yards or more, maybe 200 yards away. So they actually have to fly
Yeah.
over, lick it clean, and fly back to the hive. And, you know, so it acts like that they're not robbing the next beehive. We're not putting it in the apiary area at all.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
can't
you know,
let 'em
within an
rob.
hour or two, it's all cleaned up. And then I normally take it down to the basement, put everything in the freezer, and I'm done.
Yeah. All the yards that I have, I can't have them robbing like that. You know, to put them on the other side of the property to rob out. I can't do that. So after I'm done spinning everything out, I just it takes a tour through the freezer for a few days, and then it gets stored in the garage. It stays in the garage all summer or the rest of the summer until it gets cold enough to put everything outside and tarp it,
Yeah, I mean, a day like today where it's 28 degrees, no, you're gonna have no problems at all.
No, everything's stacked outside right now, and it's bagged and stacked, and no pests are in it. No pests can get in it.
Right.
You know, I got to have probably 40 supers out there right now.
There's Winkus.
Yeah, I put all my, I just let bees clean it out and then I store it in my barn.
I wish I could do that. I really do.
My barn is mice tight. I mean, the only thing that can get in there is spiders and little insects.
Yeah. My biggest thing is wax moths. I can't stand them damn things.
Well,
yeah.
You're muted.
Can't hear you, Carl.
If I let it out one night, the wax moths will find it, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
And I just have a habit now where I just freeze as I bring the boxes back in. I stack them there and I rotate them through the freezer. That's because
I like Charlie. I do a lot of Damaries, so I got a lot of frames that have had brood in them that wind up to be.
Yeah, I try.
You know,
I mean,
supers.
I run all mediums, and
Okay.
you know, people say, "Well, you got so many more frames." I said, "Well, yeah, you do," but I take, you know, I look at I take a cue off of the commercial guy. Commercial runs all deeps and all deep frames, so one size fits all. Where I do the same thing with mediums.
Well, a lot of people do. A lot of people do that. Like Landy, you take Landy. Landy does everything in mediums. Even her nukes are mediums.
No, I have medium nukes, and then I track my sales. And in the last 3 or 4 years, my nuke sales have been going back to deep. So I keep about 4 or 5 medium nukes that are 3 medium boxes tall through the winter, and then the rest of it's 2 deeps. And a lot of times here for a while back, I was like, "Oh, I'll take a deep and a medium, or 2 deeps and a medium." I'm like, nah, stop this mix match. And, you know, I got to be more consistent. That way it just makes things easier. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. And then this
year,
guys,
I'm going to be signing out.
All right, Tom. Yeah, I'm getting ready.
Everyone have a good night.
Good
long, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well, that's normal for us on Friday nights, right? You know?
Yeah.
And it's been a good night, and a lot of folks have come in.
Yeah, it has been. Everybody be good.
All right.
Take care, Tom.
Be safe.
Night.
Night. But what I was going to tell you. This year I sold the most honey I've ever done because there was one guy up the road that I used to sell bees. He quit and directed his customers to me. So now I'm going to up my production hives to 14 instead of 12, kind of match what I'm selling, or actually try to get an extra couple hundred pounds more than what I'm selling, and to overlap my season so I don't run out. And
close to running out now of honey?
Oh, not now. No. I had honey from last year that I was selling in the beginning of this year or this past year. And I've got, I don't know, 500 or 600 pounds left.
Oh.
I did about 1,000 pounds. I averaged a little over 80 pounds per hive out of 12 hives.
That's respectable.
And well, actually, that's about 30 some pounds more per hive than what the state average is. And so my goal for this coming year is, if I manage it just quite right with I'm running Apis Biologic in my feed, I'm expecting to have super hives come springtime like I did this past year. And I want to harness that power and that bee power and energy and not let it dwindle on me that I noticed this year, and try to keep that momentum going through the honey season. And I'm trying to get a goal of 100 pounds per hive, which will be phenomenal for if the weather holds, if the blossoms don't get rained out and stuff like that.
You got to have bees to make honey, and that's the thing about honey production is you got to have a massive amount of bees.
Well,
and you're always walking that line.
Brian can contest. Have you used Apis Biologic in your feed?
I haven't. I just bought it this year because of you guys.
This year. Well, I feed my bees in the fall with it, and they come out of the spring in late March, boiling over with bees and brood. And the old thing, well, the two mediums are going to be full of bees and the bottom's going to be empty. That was the norm up until this past spring. Now it's bees from the bottom board to the roof and brood from the bottom board to the top box. And it's just phenomenal, the amount of bees you get out of that stuff, the response. And if I can harness that through April, May, and June to keep that kind of a level population and forage, and build it even up more stronger without swarming, it's gonna do me.
That's the hard part. It's keeping them from swarming when they're.
Well, last year I had like 4 queens go down on me because I marked them, and I think because I marked them, they balled them because they smelt different or something like that. So I'm not going to do any of that this year. I'm going to get going into my bees management a different way of just taking the top box off and trying to get the queen excluder on and put 2 honey supers on and put that box back up on top as my demery, and then get those bees up into them supers using the demery up top as a bait hive, bringing the bees up through the super or the queen excluder. And then I can manage the bees and move them around in boxes instead of them being up in the air as much and dripping out onto the grass. There was so much, it was piles of bees on the ground that I did this past spring. It's not good.
Do you use quiet mats when you're moving your boxes?
You mean like a mat, a cover over top of your boxes?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I try to use air covers or something like that, but
it helps. It helps.
Yeah.
Like when you got 6 or 7 supers sitting there and they're all stuffed with bees and you got to pull them off. It's nice to throw a mat over them because the bees won't boil out. Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been 2.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and shut the chat down for tonight. Thanks for everybody coming in, and we'll see you next Friday. Something that I am thinking about here in the last couple of days is possibly having a guest speaker on about once a month on any different types of topics, and I'll line up a few speakers here. So that'll be something a little different maybe we can gain some more information about that. So until next Friday, we'll see you. Until then.
All right. Good talking to y'all.
Good night.
Middle.
See you later.
Just hang loose, Dan.